Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Kragger. On today's episode, we're going to be making tiramisu.
Did we have tiramisu when we went to Italy?
I don't remember if we did.
I don't know if we did.
This is going to be more of a traditional tiramisu. I'm not going to be putting any alcohol in the coffee syrup mixture. I think traditionally you're supposed to put in some sort of a coffee liqueur in there. I hate alcohol in my dessert, so we're not going to be doing that. So
Well, and you're not cooking it off either, right?
Correct.
Like for this.
Yeah. If you have really hyperactive children, you might want to put a little bit of alcohol in there and maybe use a decaf espresso. So step number one is you need to make your coffee syrup or your espresso syrup, your coffee flavoring, whatever it's going to be. So what we're going to do is we've got an espresso virtuo espresso maker. So we're just going to be doing, these are double shots of espresso, bianco leggero, I guess. I don't know what that means in Italian. I can't speak Italian, so sorry. You need about a cup worth of coffee syrup liquid. The recipe I looked at calls for a cup and a half. So I'm gonna do these three, see how much that gives me, and then kind of go from there. What you need the espresso for is to dip your Ladyfingers in. And we've got a pack, I think there's 24 in this pack here. And this is gonna be enough to make, is that an 8x8 pan?
No,
9x9? 9x9
Yeah.
baking pan. So we did this last week and it came up right pretty much to the top with this recipe we have. So that's what you're looking for and you like the high stacked tiramisu, this is the perfect recipe for you for that. So, and as for the Ladyfingers, you want to make sure you get really good quality ones and ones that are crispy. So this one here I think even says on the packet, yeah, perfect for tiramisu. So,
And I guess you can make Ladyfingers,
yes,
but I don't know.
I've never done Ladyfingers. Maybe if I do this in a future episode, I might make some Ladyfingers myself, but I'm just going to use the store-bought ones. I didn't want it to be
Complicated?
I didn't want it to be overly complicated, and I wanted to use store-bought ones because I think a lot of restaurants will use store-bought ones anyways, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that, whatever. The way I'm doing it, I'm using store-bought ones, so if you don't like it, tough titties. Okay, so I'm gonna get the espresso done, then we're gonna start doing our custard. See you in a bit. All right, so there are the 3 pods of the double espresso. I'm hoping that's gonna be enough. I think that should do it. So I need to separate my eggs. I'm gonna get another bowl here. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hand. Actually, let's get these out first and then we can do it after. So we need to separate the yolks from the whites. So I'm just gonna put these all in and then I'll pull them out with my hands.
Tell you, between cleaning your hands and sanitizing your hands, it's a wonder we got any skin left on our hands. It's like when you blow in your nose and you have a lot of booger.
So you want your eggs not quite fully warmed up to room temperature, but you don't want them cold out of the fridge, or you're gonna have a problem getting them to melt with the sugar. Okay, so we'll set that aside. And what we need to do is set up a bain-marie. So you need some sort of a pot where you can simmer some water in, and then a bowl that you can put on top. That way you're not getting direct heat right on the bottom of the bowl, so you're not gonna cook the eggs, but you're gonna get it hot enough that you're gonna be able to get them to where you need to for a custard or a Sabayon.
And you don't want enough water in there to touch the bottom of the bowl
Correct.
either.
Thank you for reminding me, yeah. Again, you just want to simmer, you don't want this boiling. So we'll get that going. I've probably got just under 1 inch of water in there. We'll bring that to a simmer. Then we're going to put our egg yolks and sugar in this bowl while it's over the simmering heat in the bain-marie, and then we're going to whisk those together until all of the sugar dissolves and the custard starts to thicken a little bit. Okay, so we'll bring that up to a simmer and we'll see you in a little bit. I think we're okay there, so that should give us enough heat. Okay, so we'll set that on there, put in our egg yolks and our sugar.
Yeah, just remember the bowl will get hot.
Yeah.
If you're using a middle bowl.
And as you're doing this, if you're not sure how your water's doing, just pop it off and take a look. So still at a simmer, we're okay there. One thing you don't want to do is under mix it here. It's a bit of a balance. You don't want to overmix, you don't want to undermix, but you want to make sure that you get the sugar to pretty much fully dissolve, and it'll start to thicken a little bit, and that's almost where you want it to be. So there we go. So I would say all the sugar has pretty much dissolved. Just want to take it off, just make sure we're good. Yeah, everything's good there. Just going to give it a little bit more.
And it'll lighten in color too, right?
Yes, actually it does. I do believe it lightens a bit too. Okay, I think we're probably good there. So I'm going to take it off the heat. You want to leave this to set to cool for a bit. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fold in our mascarpone cheese and our vanilla flavoring. But we're just going to let that cool for a bit, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, so while we have our Sabayon cooling for a bit, we're going to get the whipped cream started. So all you need is, this is 1 2/3 cups of heavy cream. So you want to kind of whip this a little bit slower. You want that airiness in there. It's going to make the tiramisu that much lighter and fluffier. So I'm going to start it slow, and then we'll get up to probably a stiff peak, and then we want to fold that in. So I'll do this in a fast motion, and we'll see you in a bit. Perfect. Okay, I think we're good there.
George!
Don't want to hit it too hard here and lose some of that air.
Here he is.
George, what's this? Oh, George likes it. George, you're gonna throw up now. George loves cream, but he's lactose intolerant. Okay, so we'll set that aside for a minute here, and we've got our Sabayon that has cooled a bit. Just want to make sure everything's all smooth in there still. Okay, I think we're good. And what we need to do now is add in our vanilla flavoring and
Vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract and mascarpone. So just 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract should do it. You want to fold in your mascarpone. So I'm just going to take out my whisk here. Actually, you do have to whisk it together now that I think about it, so I'll just leave that in there. It's the whipped cream you want to fold in. So it asks for 425 grams of mascarpone. This container is 475, so we're just going to go with that. There we go. I want to give this a good mix. So right now it feels like a really thick pancake batter, but we want to fold in our whipped cream. So start with 1/3 of the amount of whipped cream.
I guess you can take the whisk out now, right?
Actually, yeah, because we're folding, you're right. Thank you.
Craig, stop eating it.
It's good. Round the outside through the middle. Round the outside through the middle. That's how my wife taught me how to fold.
This is so you don't deflate all that
Yep.
air you just put into the whipped cream.
Yeah. And once you stop seeing some of the white in there, then you want to add the rest in and basically do the same thing. Okay. Don't have to completely mix it this first bit here because you're going to be doing some more folding as we get the rest added in. One thing
Like a cloud, Craig.
One thing you do not want to do is whisk it at this point. You gotta fold it, or else you're just going to get this deflated tiramisu. It'll taste good. It won't be pleasant to eat. As pleasant to eat. My hand's cramping. I'm not used to doing this. Okay, I think we're almost there. Just trying to see if I see streaks of white and yellow in there, but for the most part, I think we're good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. If you want to set up your assembly station, you're going to start with your espresso. You're going to need your Ladyfingers And depending on the size of the pan, you might have to break some of these to make them fit, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second here. So let me just get these open. And we are using 1 pack of these Ladyfingers. Ladyfingers are pretty standard size. The recipe I am using calls for, how many does it say here? I don't have it on my board here. I think they said 36 to 40 Ladyfingers. We've only got 24 here, but this will work for this pan.
Yeah, because didn't it ask for a larger pan too?
Yeah,
but again,
it was doing a more of a, I think it was a 9 by 16 pan?
13.
9 by 13 pan, thank you. Okay, first thing you need to do is dip these and put them in. So this is going to make a little bit of a mess. I'll just get a paper towel here if I need it. Thank you for that. And you want them dipped in really quickly. You want to keep a little bit of that crispness in the middle if you can. That's all you need to do.
Because they'll soften up too
Yeah.
once the cream's on there and that.
And if you really like the coffee flavor or the espresso flavor, you can always make this a lot stronger or more concentrated. Dipping them in here longer isn't going to make it more coffee flavor. Whoops.
I guess with the coffee, if you want to use decaf, if you want to use,
Yeah.
like you said, a certain strength or whatever. Or espresso, I should say.
Yeah. I think traditionally you're supposed to use an espresso with, well, with some sort of an alcohol flavoring, but again, we're just straight espresso for us. I don't like alcohol flavor in my desserts.
And it doesn't really matter how it's arranged in there because it's going to be covered over,
Yeah.
and once it's cut, you'll see the biscuits anyway.
I think I could squeeze.
I think you did.
It's not working this time.
Maybe the pan shrunk.
Come on, there we go. It's just, I gotta wait till they're a little soft there. And then this is where I gotta break them. So let me get those pushed ahead. You just kind of lined it up. And break off where you need to go. So we'll set that aside for later because we'll need that probably on the next layer. Actually, oops, I didn't mean to break it that close. I'm gonna do this.
Smudge it in there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess don't squish it in because
No.
you don't want them squashed down. But
So that's not good. That's not, I don't know why it's not lining up. It lined up pretty well last time we did this, but okay, that's fine. So I used up, I would say, at least half of the espresso I had in there, so it soaks up quite a bit, even though you're only having it in there for that amount of time. And take half of your mascarpone mixture, and you just spread it on an even layer. And try to get it flat if you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it'll just make it more of a uniform cut when you cut into it. Okay, a little bit more, and I think we're gonna start our next layer. Set it aside and do our next run here. Now actually, if I remember correctly, we had 2 pieces left over last time
Yes.
we did this. So, okay, so I'm gonna do it the same. You wanna go in the same direction that you did before. You don't wanna cross them up.
I think you crossed them up.
Did I?
Yeah, you went the other way for this side.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Check the video review. See, that one's got a bit of a edge on it that's pushing it off, so.
Well, these may not all be exactly uniformed, right? You gonna have enough to finish it?
I don't know. I might have to make a quick another batch here.
Well, I guess you'll only need 1 more.
I don't know why they're not fitting. Everything fit so well last time. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not happy with how this looks, I'm sorry, but it'll work. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. As long as it tastes good, right?
Again, it's gonna be covered up
Yeah.
with cream. Again, there was one here that seemed longer than the
Yeah.
rest.
And this isn't completely square, there's a bit of a
Yeah.
rounded edge too, so okay, well, we're not gonna have many of these left over.
Can we get away with the coffee?
I think so. Because after, this is pretty much all I need. I think last week we just had that one left over as well, but.
Oh yeah, and then you just use the
Yeah.
short pieces to fill it in. Yeah, that's
That's sort of
more-
what we did last
Yeah.
time, but yeah. Okay, I think we are good there. So we got those in. Now we'll put in our last layer. Make sure you get it fully covered and all gaps filled in. We're gonna have a little bit of the cream left over.
We did last time too.
That's right, yeah. Now what you need to do is cover this with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for a minimum of 6 hours. Okay, so perfect. So yeah, we'll put that in the fridge. We'll probably come back tomorrow, and all that's left to do is dust your cocoa powder on top and serve it. That's all that's left to do. So we're pretty much got her done, but we'll check back in tomorrow, see how it looks, finish the decoration, cut it, and show you what it looks like on the inside. See you tomorrow.
What did you just say?
I'm gonna have to wash this, I think.
You're gonna have to wash it? Or is it just someone else is gonna have to wash it?
Okay, it's been a day, maybe a bit. When did we finish yesterday? We did it at noon, right? Yeah, 1.
Yeah,
so
finished at
it's
1.
been 27 hours, almost 27 hours. It's been in the fridge, so let's pull it out. And again, if you've got kids, this part's fun too. You might want to also have a maid after though. So if you've got some sort of a thin wire sieve, this is what we have here. Well, sorry, well
Just a small size.
small size, yeah. Show you the difference there. It's better for dusting, basically, is what it's good for. So
I think the traditional way is just to cover it, right?
let me do this.
Like, not
Yeah.
pattern, you just cover the whole thing and...
Oh, this is this not as dark as normal cocoa?
You used this last time.
Oh, okay. George is making a bed. George has no interest in this.
Well, he just had a bath, so he's still
Yeah.
flipping out a bit.
Geez, that's only took the one heaping and it pretty much did it. I guess that's it, yeah. You just need a layer on there. I mean...
Yeah, I don't know how much, like, how thick. Although...
Although what? The big bump there?
No.
Oh, just
I
where
can
there's...
see some-
It's got to be perfect for you, doesn't it? Okay. Good thing I didn't get that wet already.
I know sometimes there's probably too much cocoa on this because I have almost choked
Yeah.
inhaling it, I guess.
Oh, well, that didn't work out too well. I took it right off the top, so I don't care. That's enough. Okay, so now is the part where we're going to cut it. And when you're cutting tiramisu, you want to clean the knife in between cuts or you're going to get stuff like that. And always cut towards the edge if you can. The middle piece there's the one we're going to want to take out, hopefully. Now this is a really deep pan, so getting this out of here without making a mess is going to be a bit of a challenge.
Well, like you said yesterday too, we got rounded corners on this, which makes it difficult.
I'm just going to go around the whole thing here first. I'm going to take out a corner piece first because it's just going to be make a huge mess, and then I'm going to hopefully, actually if I do that, I'm going to wreck this side, aren't I? I'm just trying to do this without making that, without ruining the piece so we can get a good thumbnail shot. Okay. That's the ugly piece.
Which isn't really
No, it's
ugly.
actually not that bad.
Don't mess it up.
You can't even see the bottom layer,
But
really.
you can see the biscuits there in the middle.
You can, yeah. So there's the second layer of biscuits. The bottom layer is just it's gone to mush basically. I guess that's what normally happens with tiramisu anyways. The bottom layer gets all that moisture because the moisture does seep out a little bit. So yeah, there's the tiramisu. I guess we should try it.
Well, don't try the good piece.
Yeah.
Don't try.
Really good. Can't complain about that. Do you want to try some?
I'll try some later.
You gonna try some later? Okay. So there it is. That's tiramisu. Pretty simple recipe. I'll just show you the other angle there. You can kind of see both layers when you look in from that angle there. I guess that's 2 Italian dishes we've done in a row now, the focaccia bread and the tiramisu. Yeah, on a bit of an Italian kick in 2021 here. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next episode. Take care.